It is October 10th, 2021, and I have some time on my hands because my boyfriend is unreachable. If anybody watching this within a month of October 10th or so could please say a prayer for him, as he is in ICU and on the vent. Please pray that God clean his lungs and bring him home. Anyways, as I have time, I'm going to make some hot pickled eggs with some hot peppers that Donnie had given me. Some of them are, I really don't know what they are. I know what two are. This one is ghost pepper, the white one. And the red one was scorpion. I don't know what the orange and the yellow ones are. Hopefully I'll be able to ask him what they are soon. While I have time today, I'm also going to work on the pemmican that has been sitting in my refrigerator for months, literally months, for me to finish. Thank God I haven't had to have needed it yet, but that fat suet, it's just fat and been sitting there for literally ever. And I'm gonna get those done today, so I will keep you updated and let you know what's going on. Here's Donnie's doggy. Hi, baby. Poor thing got hit by a car, and the vet had to remove the entire back layer of his skin because the asphalt got underneath it and has rotted his skin away. And it's been a chore taking care of this dog. Every 4 days his bandage has to be changed, and it's not pretty. So off to the eggs I go. As I sit here editing this video of pickled eggs and pemmican, I wanted to throw in this one video that when Donnie was here, not in the hospital, but with us, he brought me the hot peppers. We had Nick with us at the time, and Nick was being all brave and ballsy and was like, I'll try them hot peppers, ain't gonna be no big deal. And here's the video of Nick trying the hot peppers that Donnie recorded. And be warned, there are some expletives. He cursed a lot. Okay, that's layman's terms. He cursed a lot, cursed up a storm. So if any children are watching this, mom and dad, shield their ears, because there's a lot of F-bombs.
I fucking burned my tongue! Ah! Fuck!
Wait.
That's fucking hot! God damn!
They call it twisted death.
Woo! You burned the fuck out of my tongue!
It's twisted death.
God damn!
I would try some, but I know I won't get no sugar or nothing.
Fuck!
I won't get to touch nobody. I only get to touch myself. Oh yeah.
Woo!
Your eyes are gonna water. Earwax gonna be leaking in a minute.
I'm up here. Holy shit! Fuck, dude, that's hot.
Donnie has taught me how to peel an egg, kind of smash it, and then with a spoon, you go underneath the shell. And it literally takes off that fine little membrane. And everybody's got their own certain ways of peeling eggs, but voila! 3 cups white vinegar, 1 bay leaf. I'm gonna put 3 teaspoons of pickling spice in there, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1/4 cup of sugar. Now I'm gonna add some of these hot peppers into it. I'm gonna save some so they aren't cooked, but they will be put into the bottles. And the bottles right now are in the oven at 170 degrees. And this is to sterilize them. Yeah. Oh, and I've got to get the water going for the actual boiling of the eggs in the jar so it seals. Glad I thought of that. Now I have the bay leaf, sliced up peppers, pickling cubes, vinegar, sugar, and salt. I'm going to bring it to a boil. Oy vey, boiling vinegar, just makes me want to cough my lungs out. So we are going to cover this up, bring it down to a low heat because it's already done all its magical extraction of the heat in the peppers. So just waiting for my water in the pickling pot to heat up, and I've got to pierce. I'm going to pierce each and every egg so all that hotness concoction seeps into the egg itself, and then when you bite the egg, it's actually going to be a hot egg. These are actually shish kebab skewers. They work great. Here we go with the piercing of the egg. This one didn't peel very well. Eggs are now in the little glass jars. I'm waiting on one more lid to soften up. This the red rubber around here needs to be a little soft so it can mold to the glass and seal. So they're looking pretty spicy. Now I realize that in between the pickled eggs and the pemmican, I don't have like a lead up into the pemmican. So it just goes from pickled eggs to pemmican. So here's the introduction to the pemmican. I'd been working on this for months. I started the dehydrating of the meat and the dehydrating of the berries. And I met Donnie, and just things didn't seem important anymore when I had someone to be with. And yeah, so here's the introduction to the pemmican. So it starts off in like April, and then I finally got it finished in October. Yeah, and you'll see it's in stages. Enjoy. Hey there, update on the pemmican. I have already cut one of these and dried them, and this is I don't have my cheats on, my cheaters. Oh, here it is. This is 1 pound of top round steak. Very, very little fat in here. And I already got one dried out and cut up. I still need to pulverize it, but I'm waiting for this one to cut up and dry. I still got my cherries and my blueberries in here. Cherries are taking a long time to dry out because I guess they're such a big fruit. Even though I cut it up, big fruit. So what I'm gonna do is take them out and put them on a cookie sheet and dry them in the oven at a little bit higher temperature than the dehydrator wants to give it. Then I also got 3 pounds of fat. Even though there's some meat on here, I'm gonna try and cut some of this meat off. Maybe cook it up, give it to the dog. But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna cut it up into small pieces and put it into my crock pot. I already have a little bit of water in here, and that will solidify with the fat. I'm gonna put it on a very low setting, or the only low setting, until it's cooked out, rendered, whatever they call it, till it's liquid. You don't want to cook it, you don't want to burn it. If you burn it and cook it, you're screwed. So I researched the ratio of meat, berries, and tallow, which is the beef fat, and it's 45% beef fat or tallow, whatever you want to call it, 5% berries, and 45% meat. So I'm cutting up the meat, or not the meat, I'm cutting up the fat, and I'm going to throw it all into the crock pot and let that stew overnight for several hours. So yeah, I still got all this to cut. Like I said, this is 3 pounds, and I have 2 pounds of this. So my ratio is a little bit off, so I'm gonna have to like simmer down or take out some of my tallow, and at the end I'll just freeze the leftover tallow that doesn't get used in this recipe. So I'm actually gonna try to attempt to do my pemmican. Yes, pemmican. I was supposed to do it last weekend, but did I do it? No. Why? No idea. I don't remember. I got sidetracked with all. Oh, I know. I was able to go see Donnie in the hospital. So yeah. So now I'm going to try and finish the pemmican here. This is the actual fat, and we are allowed, or the one video that I saw is I can do 1/3 fruit, 1/3 meat, and 1/3 fat. So I'm going to pulverize the steak that I had dried out. Beef jerky, I guess you could call it, but it's nuts. I guess I'll give that piece to the dog. It's pretty dry, so I'll be able to pulverize this pretty good into a fine powder. Piece of steak. So I'm going to shred up all of this into my little I don't even, what do you call this, shredder thing? Let's see how this goes. Put a couple pieces in here. Well, it looks like it just spins it around. I may need my my blender. Wonder if maybe I should be breaking these up. Plug this sucker in. Is there a reading that says powder? Peat smoothie milkshake mix chop crumb puree. Let's do crumb or puree. So yeah, wow, that's what we want. Although looks like it's going to need a little bit more grinding because it needs to be a real fine powder, and this is still chunks. So I'm going to shut this off and get it all powderized so you guys don't have to listen to this noise. Alright, that was quite loud. Really, really loud. I've got it into a consistent powder. I might end up letting it grind for another minute or so. But I'm going to give my ears a break. Goodness. And here's what I have now, which is the suet, the fat. So when I cook this, all the meat particles that I tried to filter out fell to the bottom. So all of this stuff at the bottom I can cut off and not use. So that won't go into my pemmican, because if it is actual meat, granted it has been cooked for hours upon hours. I just want clean fat. So I'm going to cut this piece off. I'm going to cut out all this. So all I have is clean fat. And I had just taken this out of the refrigerator, so I am able to work with it as a whole. And not liquid. Alright, so I've pulverized the meat for a good couple minutes. And it has become a nice fine, somewhat powder. Now I need to do the blueberries. Freeze-dried these blueberries, blueberries and cherries months ago, because that's when I was going to do this. Blueberries and cherries. So I'm going to powder those up in just a moment. So I've cleaned this all out now. And I'm going to put my blueberries and cherries in here. I mean, these are really dried. Crunchy dried. Oh, I'll be glad to have that use of Tupperware back. Alright, I'm going to grind this up now. And I'm going to put you on hold because it is so loud. See how, whoa, now that is dust. That is dust. A good note is to make sure you have clean hands every time you do something. I must have washed my hands 17 times in the start of this recording. Yeah, that's a good mist. That's a good fine powder. Now we're allowed to have 1/3 of each ingredient. So measure out. The fruit, since I have less of the fruit than anything, we'll go with what we have in fruit. 1 cup. Well, this is going to be wonderful because I have more than 1 cup of the rest. So there's 1 cup of meat. And I've got 3 pounds of fat, so I'm going to probably end up making more of this. I'm guessing that's about a cupful, right? Yeah, there might be some holes in there, but it's above the level. So yeah, it compensates. So I'm actually going to put this in the microwave for about 15 seconds. All right. So now I've got 1/3 cup of beef tallow, 1/3 cup of beef tallow, 1/3 cup of fruit, and 1/3 cup of meat. And you're supposed to mash it all together. Which I'm sure this is going to take me quite a while. So I'll come back to you when I'm closer to being done. Now that I have my fruit, fat, and meat all mashed up into one chunk, I'm going to end up putting it onto a cookie sheet. But in the meantime, I still have all this leftover fat that I'm going to save so I can do another batch. And I have all this leftover meat. So all I got to do is dehydrate some more fruit. So here's my mixture. It's really, really greasy. I've got it onto a cookie sheet. I have not greased it or anything because it'll lift really easy because of the actual fat in the actual product. So I'm going to smash it down into a square or a rectangle of some sort, about 1/4 inch thick, and then we'll splice it into squares. Alright, so I've pressed out my square of pemmican. And believe me when I tell you, I tried this. I tried a piece of it. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But if it gets me through starvation period, where I have absolutely nothing left in my fridge, my freezer, or my cabinets, and this is all I got, it'll last me a little while, maybe 5, 6, 7 days. Nope, it's full of fruit and meat. And I'm cutting them into 2-inch, what do you call these? 2-inch lines. And then I'll cut it in half. And that'll be my pemmican. I already have my countertop lined up with saran wrap. And once I've got them wrapped, I'll throw them in the fridge. I think it needs salt. There are like 3 ingredients that make everything better. butter, bacon, and salt. There you go. They look like brownies, but I'll tell you what, they don't taste like them. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 little squares. I'll have to line up some more saran wrap because I only put like 3 or 4 out. Didn't know how many I was actually going to get out of here, but my saran wrap takes up space. And there I go. That's my pemmican. Watching it on other YouTube videos, they make it look so easy. It's not. It's not particularly easy and professional. I didn't find it very easy, I'll tell you that. And plus, I'm not out to like make money on this stuff, so you're doing it along with me. Trial and error. Everything's on the fly. It's just the way it is. I'll give everything a whirl, and you guys can walk it through with me. You could think I'm a nutcake for trying to even do this. But deep inside, I'm a prepper. I like to be prepared all the time. And that's actually my job. I'm a planner. I'm a transportation planner. And I just like to have everything planned. I like to have plans. But you know what? God says, let me mess that up for you. And I'm done with my pemmican. Thanks for walking through with it with me. It was not an easy chore. Not something that I particularly want to do again. But if I had to, I know how. And I would be able to sustain myself through a starvation period should it happen. If anything, and there's no food around, and I don't have enough dog food, I can feed it to the dogs. That'll get them through one day each, so having 6 bars. At this moment, I have 2 dogs. It'd get them through 6 days. And if Donnie takes his dog back, I'll have 1 dog, and that'll get Darla through a week and a half. All my pemmican is wrapped up in little individual sizes. Yeah, they really do look like brownies, and now I'm in the mood for brownies. I did buy ingredients to make chocolate chip cookies, but I'm gonna have to settle. All of these will go into a bag, a little baggie here, and I'll throw it in the fridge or the freezer. I think I'll throw it in the freezer. And that'll be the last thing I probably ever eat.